I bought the top panty dropper fragrances of other reviewers. What are your thoughts on that kind of title? You'll often see it around in the community because I understand that YouTube is a hustle. You gotta get views, and I understand those kind of titles will get you a lot of attention. However, I kind of hate that title because it really displays everything that's wrong with the fragrance community and the fragrance industry in general. They don't say this out loud, but most fragrance marketing campaigns are done with the purpose of making fragrances seem like they are a silver bullet. With a few sprays on yourself in the morning or in the evening, all of a sudden you are Johnny Depp in the middle of the desert and really handsome through using a fragrance, which obviously we all understand is ridiculous, but subconsciously this stuff probably does work because they keep doing it. In my opinion, if you're in the fragrance community, you need to go deeper into fragrances. If you want to smell attractive, it's not that hard. You can get 5 fragrances and be done with it. You can just be an average consumer of fragrances. Here you go, I'll tell you now, go get La Nuit de l'Homme, Versace Eros, Dior Sauvage, YSL EDP, and then get Parfum de Marly Layton. And there you are, you'll be done with the game, you'll smell attractive, and you move on with your life. However, if you're in the fragrance community, I think we all can appreciate we're here for more than that kind of superficial appeal. We're here for fragrances because we appreciate there's loads of different scent profiles out there, there's loads of interesting notes to explore, interesting ideas. And I think really a fragrance should not be about how mass appealing and sexy it is in general. I think it's more important that a fragrance, like your clothing, matches your personality. And you can't really say you have a one general sexy fragrance because just like you as a person, not one fragrance is going to appeal to all girls out there. You might be the sweetest peach on the tree, but not everyone loves peaches. However, I thought this video would be quite fun. Let's see, basically, these 6 YouTube reviewers have said that these fragrances are in their top panty dropper list, basically their most sexy fragrances, and kind of get the general gist of these videos. Let's see if I agree with them. I've got 6 fragrances here. I'm going to give them my own rating out of 10. Let's begin. Hey guys, if you haven't already, make sure to check out our own brand, Atrium Fragrance. The brand vision is to have us men explore new ideas together to help push the industry forward. I'd rather you guys check out our samples first instead of going straight for full bottles because I don't want you guys to be customers. I want you to be fanatics and really love the stuff you are buying before you go ahead and commit to them. The link to Atrium Fragrance is in the description below. Make sure to share your thoughts. Thanks. First up, we have YSL's Y Eau de Parfum, a classic in the community. Jeremy Fragrance in his top 15 panty dropper fragrance list in 2020, back in the day, said that this was a fragrance that he himself didn't love that much, didn't give him that many compliments, but whenever he showed it to the ladies and asked them specifically what they think of this fragrance, they always say it's very good, not just good, but very good. And I can see exactly what he means. I don't think I've ever gotten a compliment wearing YSL EDP, although I really like this fragrance. I just find it a very safe fragrance. And if you saw our own blue fragrance public reactions that we did, this fragrance went up the other 3 popular choices, and this one won fairly convincingly, but you'll still see that most of the ladies said that it was an 8 out of 10 fragrance, and I kind of think that describes YSL EDP perfectly. It's the perfect 8 out of 10 scent. Fresh, sharp, sage, herbaceous, shower jelly. It has that clean, fresh out of the shower, woody amber base DNA of a blue fragrance. But it is sharp and herbaceous with that sage, making it quite athletic and sporty. If you're like the average guy who likes to just go about his day, you're quite productive during the daytime, like to go to the gym after work, for example, YSL EDP is your perfect versatile signature. It's a great beginner fragrance for getting into the market in designers, and for me, I still give this an 8 out of 10. I still think this is relevant to this day. Although maybe nowadays, I think the EDP Intense might be slightly better. If this is an 8 out of 10, I might give that an 8.5 out of 10. Second fragrance on this list is Paco Rabanne's 1 Million Lucky. So Darian from Bowtie Fragrance Guide mentioned this fragrance. He had very general good things to say about it. I've seen Lucky appear on several of these kind of lists for several reviewers actually. I think he's mentioned Tiff Benson as well as Big Beard Business mentioned this fragrance. And 1 Million Lucky, I would say it is a very sexy fragrance. It is an interesting concept as well. So not only is it mass appealing, attractive, sexy, it is also a cool idea. It's a fresh ozonic gourmand, essentially. So it has those fresh, probably aldehydic, ozonic cloudy notes, making it quite a nice daytime fragrance to wear, mixed with a hint of honey, them hazelnut. It smells like hazelnut caramel popcorn is how I always describe this fragrance, which is a really cool idea. It sounds a little bit weird, but actually it's very attractive. It works well. I think it might be discontinued, unfortunately, but I do think it's on this tail end of being around, so you can still get it. Like in the UK, I think only Beauty Base are selling it right now, so try to get it if you still can, if you want a cool, fresh gourmand scent that has a designer mass appeal. The shame it's gone now, and I got decent performance with this, about 6 hours with a soft to medium projection. I'll give this an 8.5 out of 10. 32% of people who watch School of Scent are subscribed to us. If you guys want to see our channel grow, to really help us out, click subscribe. Let's get that number to 40%. Thank you. Speaking of Big Beard Business, he mentioned Armani Code Eau de Parfum, which right now, annoyingly, I can't find my bottle of. Did I give it away? I don't know. Either way, I actually quite like the fragrance. If you guys don't know the designer realm, Armani Code is a classic DNA. It is the tonka bean based, fresh, aromatic with a hint of spice in there. The original used to have star anise, which gave a sort of licorice effect, but now the Eau de Parfum doesn't. Actually, I thought the Eau de Toilette sort of smelled a little bit outdated and didn't perform as well as it used to. The Eau de Parfum kind of felt to me like a nice, new, smoothed out, updated version of the fragrance. It was still very versatile, still had that darkness that is associated with the Code DNA, still smelled a little bit mature and classy, while still being a little bit unique, really distinct to the Code line in general. I think the Parfum is even better now, actually. I don't really think you need to get the Eau de Parfum. Both the Parfum and Eau de Parfum form similarly, around 8 to 10 hours with a softer projection, but the Parfum has this extra classiness through that iris note in there. It's a very subtle iris note, but it does nicely in the DNA. I think it's a really nice addition. I think it is the best version of Code right now, based on the original Code. Obviously, there's things like Code Absolute or Code Perfume that used to exist, but those are kind of different fragrances in themselves. What will I give Code Eau de Parfum? Either way, I still think it's a 9 out of 10. It's a great, versatile signature. Michella from Curly Fragrance mentioned this, Prada Luna Rosa Black. The Prada Luna Rosa Black is a designer fragrance, definitely. It has that simplicity of designers, has that linearity of designers as well. It does not change on its dry down, is what I'm saying. However, it is a cool and unique idea for a dark, sexy date night fragrance, which she says makes it smell mysterious and alluring, and I think that's correct. She had a different kind of description for the scent. It's a difficult fragrance to describe because it's so based on lab-made synthetic molecules, but it's sort of like a dark tonka lotion-like fragrance with a rubbery effect to it, with a slight marzipan touch in there as well. Definitely a tonka-based fragrance. Dark, softly projecting, but intense and unique. I get 8 hours of longevity with a soft projection. This is one of the coolest designers out there, and I'll personally give this an 8.5 out of 10. Ross from TLTG Fragrances mentioned Jean-Paul Gaultier's Le Mal Le Parfum. Artistically, this might be the best fragrance in the entire brand. This really enhanced and updated the original Le Mal, made it more modern, more romantic, more mature, and longer lasting. He said in his video, seductive, warm, spicy, cozy, and I would say that's absolutely correct. This is a strong, but still classy, projecting date night fragrance. If you want like one of the best date night fragrances out there, this is it for you. It has a lot of aspects going on here. A slight hint of animalic notes, which is interesting, which a lot of people don't mention, but I definitely pick it up. Some iris, as Ross mentioned, cardamom, lavender. It's probably got some vanilla as well from the original. I think vanilla is still in here as well. It's fairly sweet, but it's balanced overall. Beautiful blend, beautiful set of ingredients used here, great longevity, great wearability, and great price. So actually, to me, this fragrance is incredible. I give this a 10 out of 10. And finally, Andrea from Curly Scents mentioned Parfum de Marly's Layton Exclusif. It's quite interesting. Andrea actually says she doesn't really care for Layton that much, is the impression I got from her video. She actually prefers Layton Exclusif, which is what I mentioned in the beginning of this video, how you don't know what each girl is going to like. Every girl has widely differing tastes, like us guys as well. You know, funnily enough, everyone's a human being with varying opinions. So Layton Exclusif for me is a cool fragrance though. I think artistically, again, it's better than Layton, but Layton is definitely safer and more versatile. Layton is still a 10 out of 10, by the way. I'm not sure if I would give this a 10 out of 10 as an objective reviewer, but personally, I actually do prefer Exclusif as well. It takes that warm apple pie, rosy vanilla, and the woodiness from Layton and makes it interesting with some gourmandness in there with the coffee. And then it has an interesting oud note as well. It's still as safe and easy to like oud, but it's definitely a more interesting and slightly more polarizing fragrance compared to Layton. You're paying a higher price for Exclusif, and it smells more expensive in my opinion. It is basically the special occasion evening version of Layton to my nose. So is it worth the price? Yes, if you want one special occasion fragrance that you know you're gonna just bust out whenever you go into a big event like a black tie or something like that, this is the fragrance for you. It's got great longevity as well with a classy amount of projection, soft to medium, but lasts like 16 hours, something like that. So it is worth this price, but you gotta try it out first. This is, to me, is gonna be a 9 out of 10. And that concludes this video, guys. What do you think of the Panty dropper fragrances mentioned in this video today? What do you think of that video title? Do you agree or disagree with my opinions? Share it as well. Let us know your thoughts in the comments down below, as well as your personal Panty dropper fragrances. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to check out my previous video where I reviewed 10 out of 10 fragrances from other reviewers. See you guys in the next one. Bye.